SUBculture. Hi.
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 Welcome. We did not do coke this morning.
I don't do coke. I don't even have a coke nail.
I don't even know what it looks like.
Actually, I yelled that in class once. Did I tell you that?
No. Today we are going to talk about two fun kinks. I'm pretty sure we just randomly picked them last time.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to do Electro Stimulation, and Carson is going to do
body worship as a kink and fetish. We did our research separately. We came together and we're going to share, so our reactions are going to be pretty genuine about the different things that we have found out. We will be putting all of our references below. Most of mine are like physical books from the 1800s. So I'll still reference them, obviously. This will be fun. I know that we were looking at the origin or history of the kinks themselves. We were looking at them through the eyes of current pop culture, if possible. Then we're going to be talking about our personal experiences with both of these kinks, and we'll do that throughout the entire series.
Do you want to go first? Because B comes first in the alphabet.
Because what does?
B.
B for what? Body. After Tae Lee and I go over the different kinks that we've researched, we're going to save our personal experiences with all of these kinks. If we have any experience or what we would like to experience, we're going to save that for the end of this podcast, and it will only be shown to people that are a part of our Patreon. So if you would like to hear our personal experiences beyond just learning about this, subscribe to our Patreon. We'll leave the link below.
And you definitely want to hear my story.
Oh my God, I love your stories. But what I did was I did the pre-research assumptions. So we were given something to research. I'm going to put my assumptions down. Then I'm going to go double check those and see what's going to happen with what I find. Now, I didn't have time because I like to push things off to the last minute. I didn't have time to research every little assumption that I had put down here, but basically my assumptions were that body worship probably became something because of religious-based things, whether it's trauma, habits, praying at the feet, kissing the hands, etc. I've also seen it in artistic things between statues, paintings, people having fame, like artists or musicians, or even having songs or poems dedicated to someone because of adoration. I also put in as an assumption that there was going to be a physical reasoning behind it all. The desire, a neurodivergent, like OCD or ADHD needs, or even autistic needs. I also put lack of parental affection. In my mind, that can turn into something of, you want to swing the other way to overcompensate, and you end up in this kink area.
Like ABDL or cuddling.
Professional cuddlers.
Professional cuddlers. That is a kinky thing. You don't think about it. Not inherently sexual, but...
No, but it's still under the umbrella because it is kind of faux pas, because who do you cuddle other than your lover?
Right.
In society, essentially, and it's really no one. I know, especially for myself, after 2020, I had such a lack of physical touch that someone gave me a hug and I almost cried. And I'm like, oh, I see why people want strippers, because holy fuck. And then I looked at the history of humans in general. We have Cleopatra, who made... she made lemonade. We have Cleopatra that made men worship her before she was able to do any kind of transactions with them. At least that's what I heard. This is, again, all under my pre-research assumptions. You also see notable people of power. You see models, like in modern fashion. Look at any of the Victoria's Secret models or supermodels that we see today. I've also seen art where a noble person or someone of nobility was showing different body parts in either self-portraits or commissions or something like that, so that they could kind of show that they were above everyone else and they were almost godlike.
You'll have to look it up. We'll put it up here, but there's a picture of one noble woman or something. I don't know if she was a queen or a princess or what, but every single portrait of her, she would just take out
a titty.
It was her favorite boob.
Yeah,
she would always show her favorite
boob. I saw that too.
Beautiful. I love it.
And then another thing that I was thinking about with history is how people view virgins and virginity and the untouched. And that kind of goes back into stripping, where we, to some people, are seen to be the untouchable. You can't touch us unless we say so or unless you pay us, which you shouldn't be going around touching anyone anyway. without consent. People just wanting what they can't have, essentially. I've also looked at my personal experience where people have asked to worship my feet, my ass, my tits, my hands, and I've even had a guy pay me in VIP just to play with my hair.
Mm-hmm. Hair is a big one, because I know for a lot of people and cultures, hair holds power.
Yeah.
For witches, it holds magic, so...
And memories.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of put in my notes here, goddess versus a stripper. So you have the goddess Venus, who is portrayed in a lot of paintings of just her body. And then you have strippers that are looked up on. I mean, we force you to because of stages and poles. But we are looked up at all the time for our bodies. Then I wanted to look more into, like, the mental part of it, like a virtual session of worship versus the touch part of it, of the actual physical caressing and all of that. You like how there's blank for research? All my research was books that I already own. And I also took an art class in college where we went over a lot of these paintings. And I also do a lot of deep dives into... Have you seen those videos like Reels or TikToks where the person is like, oh, a painting has never made you emotional? Well, let me tell you about this one. And it's just so interesting to see all of them. So if we go back in history to the Bible, because that's where everybody goes whenever we talk about anything. Well, what does the Bible say? Well, let me tell you. So obviously we have a lot of things talking about worshiping or washing feet. There's a lot of things about talking about Jesus's hands, especially when it comes to him touching people or being crucified or eat my body, drink my blood, that sort of thing. But if you go to Song of Songs, literally any verse, it's just basically the ode to their lover the entire time. So one of the verses that I picked out was, your lips are like scarlet ribbon. Your mouth is lovely. Your temples behind your veil are like halves of a pomegranate. Your neck is like the Tower of David, built with elegance. And it just goes on and on and on through this entire book, which if you look at if you have a Bible that has like an introduction, like about the whole thing, which is why I like this one a lot, it talks about the theme and theology of it first. And the first sentence says, in ancient Israel, everything human came to expression in words. In this song, which is the whole book, it is love that finds words, inspired words that disclose the exquisite charm and beauty. It literally says it's known for its artistry of the poet. It gives you that titillation without crossing the boundary into crassness, I guess. Right. I don't even know if crassness is a word, but it made sense to me. So there we go.
But it is like very romantic.
Yes. As I was saying about Jesus, in Matthew 26:26, it says, take and eat, this is my body. So we're already putting the religious aspect into body worship, whether we know it or not. You've probably read these words if you went to church as a kid, or if you've even seen a bumper sticker that has it. You've heard it somewhere about the body of Christ.
Yes. Especially if you're like us and you grew up in the American South.
I grew up Southern Baptist.
Same.
Love it.
Fire and brimstone. It's real warm and inviting over there.
Yeah.
You know,
love God or you're going to die.
Yeah.
Don't have sex or you're going to die.
Basically the scene from Mean Girls where he's like, if you do anything, you're going to die. That was my pastor.
Another thing that I had looked up was some works of Shakespeare. Now, I didn't dive deep into the actual meaning, but if you look at the work of Shakespeare called Venus and Adonis, through the whole thing, it's the two characters essentially seeing each other and just focusing on his chest or his collarbone. Something that is just drawing this woman's attention and making her go crazy. Now, again, I haven't read the entire thing, and I don't delve deep into it. I just see, hey, you know what? That's very Christian of me.
It is.
I pulled out one sentence out of a whole work of art, and I was like, see, they worship bodies. I am such a good Christian.
Donate to our mega church. Link below.
Hashtag you mad, bro?
The Christians will be.
Yes. One thing that I've seen in modern day, like, the most common way that people essentially worship bodies. Did it die?
It died. Friendship.
Yeah. Have you ever seen, okay, so imagine we're driving, right? Have you ever seen those videos of the guy doing this to back up and then the girl's just looking at his arm like, oh my God, you know, you're worshiping someone's body without knowing it. I'm sure you know it, but like not in the context that I'm speaking of.
Not in the literal context.
Right. Or I've seen a lot of TikToks where guys are being chefs, but the sexual ones where they're like with the bread in their hands and they're like
the arms and the hands and the sensuality.
Or girls freaking out about hands or forearms or something,
veins or something.
Yep. Same with guys when it comes to asses or tits. Or I remember the first time I watched porn, all I wanted to look at was big boobs. I didn't really care about anything else. Show me the big boobs. I don't want to see penis. Boobs. I want boobs. So.
And it's interesting because we have a customer who only likes big butts, but I think that's because they are Korean, and you honestly don't see big butts in Korea. Like a lot of Asian countries, well, at least like East Asian countries and like China, they're all about being skinny. Like the 2014 Tumblr anorexia gang is
small mouth,
strong there. Yeah. But they will get big boobs. Like you'll see people stick thin, giant boobs.
Thank you, anime.
Or you don't see the butts as much unless it is anime.
What's the Asian porn?
Oh, hentai?
Yes. Hentai.
Oh, we'll do a whole thing on hentai, yeah.
One of the first pieces I wanted to bring up is a very gentle introduction into art and the worshipping of the body. This portrait here is called the Portrait of Madame X. According to Wikipedia, it was created in 1884 of a young socialite, who has a very long name, who was the wife of a French banker. The painting was done by a man named John Singer Sargent, and it was a request of his that he would paint her because she was so well known as a socialite. She was doted upon. Everyone wanted her beauty and youth, of course, because everyone got married at fucking 14, 16, whatever. As you can see on her shoulder, the straps go up, but in the original painting, if you were to look underneath this one or look at any of the drafts, the shoulder is actually off like this, which was known as kind of like showing your ankles back in the colony days.
Like, okay, yeah. I mean, still today, because fucking boys in school, you know, if you see a shoulder or collarbone,
oh my God,
the media, oh my God.
You don't have sleeves. Your shoulders are showing.
I can't read Shakespeare with the shoulders out.
Even though Shakespeare talks about sex. Anyway, if only I wore a glove upon that hand. Basically, there was a huge uproar about this painting because this young, beautiful, very popular girl who was known for her modesty all of a sudden was wearing this dress that is falling off originally. They actually had to recreate it so that there wouldn't be such an uproar against them.
This is giving me like when Vanessa Hudgens' nudes got leaked when she was still a Disney star and everybody had a conniption.
Now, I'm sure everyone knows of the statue of David. Now, it does have, I think, 6 different remakes that all came out before the 1700s. The number one thing that people always talk about whenever they look at a statue of David or a statue like this one is how detailed it was. How you could see the hairs on the arms, you could see the veins in the bicep, every little detail. And the only kinds of people that could see that kind of detail are either people that are neurodivergent or people that are fucking obsessed with it.
And they didn't know that they were gay. But
yeah, that's okay. We still love you.
You're still straight if you sculpt your friend's biceps
and nipples and penis and
vein and
yeah, you're still straight. It's fine.
Oh, but I saw something the other day about Balenciaga's mannequins being real people. But it's also weird because they do make sculptures like that. Like they'll have a model walking down the runway holding a sculpture of their exact head.
What?
It's a little weird, but there are Balenciaga models that have gone missing, and then a mannequin that looks exactly like them shows up in one of the stores. It's very House of Wax.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
That movie freaked me the fuck out. So this one was notable to me.
This is the one I was about to say, too, because of, like, the thigh graph.
Yeah. If you just look at the detail of his fingers on her thigh and on her side, that is insanity.
How do you make stone look squishy?
Right. But he didn't have someone just standing there modeling this.
No.
He's going to sit there and look at how the fingers look on his body and kind of like do it that way. But this one is called The Rape of Proserpina. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm so sorry. It's in Italian. It says Ratto de Proserpina. And again, I don't know too much about this art piece in particular or the history behind it. I would just wanted to bring it up because of the amount of detail that marble can contain from someone putting that much detail into creating these bodies.
Yeah, anything that had veils or fabric too, like
Oh, I know what you're thinking of. That
hard.
angel or nun or something.
The one that's over her face.
Yeah.
You can still somehow see her face, but know that there's a veil in front of it.
Yeah. And it's stone. It's just one piece of rock. This statue is just another one that puts a lot of detail into the human body. This is a very sensual statue. It's called Cupid's Kiss, but imagine having to carve all across her body, her belly button, the folds of her skin by her legs.
And even him cupping her boob, like the way that it, like her chest is...
It's beautiful. I love worshiping bodies. They're great.
Makes sense. Very much one of the tamest of the kinks.
Yes. I've also seen a lot of things in modern pop culture between Britney Spears being a slave for you while wearing that nude bedazzled, I'm going to say bedazzled, I'm sure they were hand sewn on, but the bedazzled bodysuit. So many different artists just talking about wanting to either kiss you, hold you, squeeze you. I wonder what lyrics those are, you know?
Quentin Tarantino and his obsession with feet. Putting it in everything, which is, I'm going to just say obsession at his point.
Well, that's what a kink and fetish is.
Yeah, like, it crosses, like, because it's like putting love into your work, you know? But he puts his obsession in his work, which Quentin Tarantino is just one of those people.
He's odd, but I am glad that he's here because he's making this world so interesting that we're talking about it.
His brain is very interesting. It doesn't mean he's a good or bad person. Having a foot fetish does not mean you're a good or bad person.
Now, I'm not saying there aren't other things he's done, but inherently
having just it on TV, because I haven't finished it, but I started watching Secrets of Bunny Ranch.
Yeah.
That's what that guy did. He just put everything on TV, because you can't you can't market and advertise that you're selling sex, but you can go on the news and be like, yeah, I have a club. That's right here. Don't come, but it's here. Yeah. But going on the news, of course, anyone in the area is going to be like, oh shit, there's a brothel? Like, yeah, I'm going.
Okay.
That might have been a mistake. Why do we do that at the same time?
Because I like pretending I'm smoking sometimes. Since I can't handle it.
And I do it for you.
Thanks.
Today we're talking about electricity.
Shocking!
First of all, we have to, shout out to our man Benji right here for inventing electricity in the first place, which
thanks, Ben.
It is kind of crazy. He just took that shit out of the sky and was like, anything being invented doesn't make fucking sense to me. Also, I would like to make a disclaimer. He is noted as the father of cunnilingus, but Sappho invented cunnilingus like
centuries
ago, so they always want to
millennia.
But we can say that he brought it to America or whatever, because he kind of did, because he did bring it from France. He was the founding father freak of America.
Love him.
We'll give him that. But he invented electricity, which soon brought electro stimulation sex toys and just electro stimulation as a whole.
Fun fact, my grandpa is related to Ben Franklin.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So it can be known as ESIM, electrostimulation, or electric play. I didn't realize. So first it was, any kind of electrostimulation was first used for the brain,
neuroscience.
Yeah, neuroscience stuff. You know how they used the electric zzz in the head. Which I'm pretty sure that was just
electrotherapy, and then the electric chair and...
Electric chair, TENS units, that's electric stuff.
If anybody needs a TENS unit...
The TENS unit actually did lead to a really cool invention. It's not on the market yet, but Dr. Stuart Malloy was creating basically implant TEN units to put in people's backs that have chronic pain. And so it's attached to your spinal cord or something. So anytime like you have pain, it'll shoot like tiny little things to help subdue the pain. Then he realized that he could make an orgasmatron. He figured that out because one of the patients was like, yeah, it helps my back, but it also helps down there. We
should have a field trip next year where we go to the Museum of Sex in New York.
Yes.
That would be so much fun.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna go. Perfect. Donate to the trip down below.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, so, but he didn't even, when the patient was like, yeah, no, it really feels good, too, he didn't even think, like, oh, sex toy, you know? He was just like, you know, we can help people who have sexual dysfunction to, you know, bring some nerve power. He was very, very sciencey and not very sexy. But, hey, we need the scientists and stuff, because otherwise the whole dildo and everything wouldn't exist, you know? Your lube would suck and things like that, you know?
A lot of terrible, terrible things in history between advancements in healthcare, advancements in makeup, or, like, honestly, even our clothing came about because of terrible fucking abuse that happened to humans and animals, but had it not been for them, we probably wouldn't have survived mass production of any of that.
Oh, absolutely not.
Thank God we've found other ways to do it, but...
So this is an example of
alter it.
Not the orgasmatron, but a eSIM toy. I don't know what YouTube lets us say, but for people listening, it is a BP. Goes
burr when I go,
the other way. It goes burr, you go, ah. But it is kind of the same thing. The electrical pulses go through the metal because as we all did past 7th grade science, I hope, metal is a conductor.
What'd you say it was? Orgasmatron?
Yes.
It was A or M-O?
A. It's very 90s, so everything was like a tron, you know? So he made it for people who have sexual dysfunction so that you would just push the button, it would send the electricity
shockwaves,
that way, and it would help them either get aroused or, you know, trigger an orgasm. Which, hey, we love sex
send
science.
Signal to an implant?
Yeah, so it's the same implant that he was using in people's backs, so like along your spinal nerve, which I don't understand how they hook things up to your spinal cord, but then you can't cut your, I don't know.
We are not scientists, and thank you, history in 60. We're not scientists, we're not Keebler elves, but we do know something.
We know a little bit, and you're going to listen to it.
You're welcome.
eSIM started very medically, but of course, humans are freaks. We're going to find a way to use any object in a sexual way.
Have you seen that Black Mirror episode where the guy has the brain scanner and he got addicted to feeling other people's pain and got off on it?
Yes. That was crazy.
I feel like that's where things are going to go if we can get that technology, which obviously is a fantasy world, but...
anything that can cause an orgasm, people are going to repeat it.
Yeah.
It does not matter what it is. That's how we get a million kinks. Someone accidentally tied themselves up too tight or something, and then they're
or suffocated.
Yeah, boom. Suffocation.
Or felt their lady's stockings and they were like, oh my god, I wonder what that would feel like on me.
Kink. Okay, before we get into the real sexual side of this, I do want to emphasize how safety is a really big priority.
Number one.
I have 2 personal stories regarding this. One I am going to keep for the Patreon, but this one, just because it has to do with safety, I feel like needs to be a public service announcement. I do like eSIM. I think it's fun. I'm a little bit of a pyro, and I feel like electricity goes into that.
Yeah.
You know, I've always loved those little like balls that have the I love shocking people. I think it's funny. I have my own store-bought electricity wand that I use on people. And I want to emphasize store-bought. It has been tested in a lab by people who get paid to do it. I am not going to do electrical play with something that you made out of your car battery.
Oh my God, no.
So safety is very important because there have been a few accidental deaths. A man from York, Pennsylvania was sentenced to 20 years in prison for third-degree murder and reckless endangerment after killing his wife with electro stimulation to her nipples directly from a power strip plugged into the main, like, his house. So basically, he put a fork on her nipples. So yeah, we need to be really safe when it comes to electricity because just like fire play or any play, it does have risk involved, and you need to understand what the risks are and be smart. So,
and like any drug or alcohol or any kind of pain-centered thing, start low and slow.
Yes, low and slow is the game. This guy